Going up towards, this is Tilly's Auto Sales. I tried to make a deal with him, but he said, hey, two bulls in the same house, not a good idea. And I agreed with him. Okay, cool. And he goes, hey man, I still want to be great friends. And I called Peter a bunch of times, and he keeps telling me how many people are looking at this building. And it's been empty for 8 months now. Well, it's only COVID's fault, but these are little banks closing up all over America. There's some ugly ones, and there's some pretty ones. But look at the view of my bank. So this is the first one I want to buy, and that's the view. So this is home office. Let's go take a look. So over there's Lowe's, that's the corporate call center, and I'm looking over Wilkes, which should be North Wilkes. And then on the other side, you see the highway down there? In between there's a river you can't see. And then up the trees, and then the mountains back there. That's actually a lot farther than you would think. That's a good 30 miles. The first set, where that little tiny blue water tower right there, that's Brushy Mountain. So that peak, which is close. The ones behind it, those are actually far away. It's a trickery of the eyes. That's Tilly's Auto Sales. You see all the auto lots have no cars because nobody wants to buy cars because everybody believes the cars are going to crash. I figured out why they're not going to crash. All new car prices. Oh, you can tell your husband. New car prices are going up by 10%. Ford, GM, and FCA all colluded. It's an antitrust case with the FTC. The FTC said, shh, we're not going to do nothing. Go ahead and raise prices because we need to get these people back to work. So it's like JFK when he called the steel companies and told them, and they tried to go on strike, and he said, okay, I'll send in the army. That was the last time the government actually did anything good. That's my bank. So it's got a bitchin' vault, looks like 1932, solid brick building, new roof. It's ready to go. The grass is even perfect. This bank just closing branches because there's too many. I mean, my sign out there, Wilkes County Trading Company. Wilkes County Trading Company Bank. Now I'm going to start a bank. That's business number 1. That's what I got to get Mr. Vic to sign off on. So I'm just going to talk to him about flipping cars and say, I know what I'm doing. Here's the data. And let's do a bank to finance the cars. Buy here, pay here? No, just the college kids, which we're not going to do because there's really good reasons because college kids go home and steal your car. But I'm going to use that as a sales pitch because all his kids will say, yeah, Dad, he should do that. So I used the love of his 7 daughters to get what I want, which is in the best interest of everybody. He's just too smart. He can never listen to a sales pitch. He doesn't understand how to sell. So selling somebody that doesn't know how to sell, who's brilliant and number 1 squash player in the world, Harvard, Chicago PhD in statistics, Harvard MBA. You know, I mean, talking to these people is hard. Convincing them you're right and they're wrong is impossible, so don't try. So change your approach. If you're not getting what you want, change your approach. So we're going to drive up from, this is going to be home office, but they want way too much money. They're crazy. This is not worth $278,000 in this town. Now, it's probably worth $500,000 in Florida. It's probably worth $1 million, not that much near you. Well, Chicago it is. So it's location, but the building itself is probably worth $200,000. The land, man, this thing is worth $278,000 all day. Who am I trying to kid? Even if it's a house. See, the problem is inside. It takes too much money. It's not that it's not worth $278,000. It's not worth $278,000 unless you turn it into a bank. And I try to turn it into everything else in a bank. And now that it's a bank, it's suddenly worth it. Because I don't have to put $100,000. I don't have to put a dime into it. And am I going to have customers actually come in and deposit money? In theory, yes, and rarely new. Because you take depositors' money, then you're a real bank, you have to get FDIC, and the fucking feds come in every month. Which is okay, I guess I could. That's interesting. Alright, so. But there's no point, there's no money in it. Pretty churches, but then look, trailer. Pretty church. Nice house. Oh my god, beautiful old house. Trailer. I mean, there's no building code. So this is now going into unincorporated. It used to be called Cricket. And then North Wilkes annexed it. But North Wilkes actually doesn't do anything. The state police do. So how you tell what government is running things is what police department is used. So let's say Dyer, because they don't have any money, folds their police department and Lake County cops patrol it. Well, then Lake County's really running the town. Now, Dyer will say they are, and they'll still have a mayor, but they're not actually doing anything. So how you know who's running things is by seeing who's doing the work, and then you trace the money. Who's paying their bills. All right, so we'll go light, and we're gonna turn them off. Now see how it gets really decrepit building? deer corn. Yeah, like you gotta bait a stupid ass deer to shoot him. And then this guy's got a great business, but he's lazy. Then let's rebuild an old shack. Why would you even try? Then, oh my God, this just looks disastrous. Look at that. Old